GBP, the pound, receives a fresh boost and some optimism regarding the Britain and EU talks. Okay, so remember, the deadline is the end of this year, December 2020. Britain needs to agree something with the EU. If they don't, they leave without a deal in place, which would be, of course, an absolute catastrophe. But the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, did have meetings yesterday with the European Commission President, okay, and they are both aligned, okay? They're both very much aligned that, look, Britain's not going to be extending this transition period and a deal needs to be done within the next 6 months. And they both seemingly, in terms of the tone from that statement, that they produced after their meeting, seemingly confident that that can be done. We did also have reports overnight suggesting that across a couple of UK press suggesting that the EU are considering softening their stance on some of the key barriers at the moment that are in the way of shaking hands and agreeing a deal. So that providing a boost to the pound. Secondary, something more indirect that's helped GBP, along with other risk assets, which we're going to cover in a blog later on today. So do keep an eye on our Freak News page. It's going to be covered later on. But the FOMC unexpectedly announcing that they're to look at buying individual corporate bonds. So another form of easing, providing more cash, fast cash to businesses to help cushion the economy, keep the economy going, hiring more workers, so on and so forth. So that also indirectly helping GBP as well, given that providing some risk appetite. You can see there's clear risk appetite with European stocks firmly in the cash market, firmly in the green, seeing that with US stock futures as well, oil market up, so on and so forth. So risk appetite back. No, obviously, we were talking about how we were seeing a change at the back end of last week and early this week because of the rising COVID-19 cases, but that's being brushed aside at the moment, given these bits of risk appetite driving news flow. Guys, look, things are chopping and changing. Now is more than ever so important that we keep an eye on these fundamental developments and tones, what it means for the market, how it's changing, tying it in with the technicals. Check out freaknetwork.io, click on become a member and see what we have on offer. Stay lit, let's get it.